I am so happy to have members of our catering club on hand this evening. About a week ago, I attended a meeting here at the high school. It was a cooperative education meeting, and the catering was provided by our catering club. It was fantastic, fantastic. I said, go get the girls. I want to meet them right now. But I asked them to join us this evening. That night I said, hey, I'm going to need about 4 dozen donuts at the board meeting. So they made everybody apple cider donuts, everybody on the board, everybody that's in attendance at tonight's meeting. You know, we want you to try some of our homemade apple cider donuts that our students made. But certainly, I'd like to introduce Bethany Banos. She's our social media chair of the club. Paige Christopher, who's a treasurer, and as Mrs. Kilker told me so eloquently, she's the donut extraordinaire. Elena Kolsakavich is the secretary, and Hannah Seidel is the vice president. Unfortunately, the president, Paige Wilcox, is working tonight and couldn't be here, and the club advisor is Ms. Clara Kilker, and we are so excited to have the young ladies bring up some donuts for the board members tonight. And certainly I invite, the members of the public, please have a donut. So young ladies, if you would come up.
Mr. Bosher, would it be fair to say that the culinary classes are some of the first ones to fill up every year when it's time to...
Here, you guys can make it.
Yeah, the other night, or the other day when I had one of these donuts, Mary Jean was with me, and she had a donut also, and I was going to throw my plate away, and Mary Jean was like, "Are you getting another donut?" And I was like, "No, I wasn't planning on it." She was like, "Get 2." And then, little did I know, I'm having a second donut.
Thank you.
All right. I invite our public, please come up. Please come up and get a donut. Please. Please come up and get another donut.
Is that these are those 0-calorie donuts that have no sugar and no carbs, so full protein. This is health food.
Yes, please come up. We have lots. One of these young ladies is going to be the nutritionist. Who's going to school to be the nutritionist?
Take a doggy bag.
Elena, going to be the nutritionist. And she promised they were the low-cal donuts. I mean, ladies, would you like to come up?
No.
Come on up.
It's a zero. It's a circle. There's
No calories.
that's why they're donuts are circles.
No carbohydrates in it.
Hi, I'm Clara Kilker. I'm the advisor for the Catering Club, which is a new club that we started this year. We are in charge of helping plan and execute events that happen in our district. For example, next week we are catering the cross-country banquet. We've done the senior breakfast, the senior barbecue, what else? Meetings, and all the kids that are involved in the club, and there are many, are learning valuable life skills. They're learning to budget, make a menu, how to plan and execute all of these things within a short time frame. They are all making our district proud. They're the first to grab a broom, wash a dish, come in, get to work, no questions asked. So I would just like for them to introduce themselves. And again, these are my officers.
Hi, my name's Elena Kozakavich, and I am the secretary. Okay.
She's also my intern.
Yes, I am that
Hi,
too.
my name's Bethany Manos, and I'm the social chair.
Hi, I'm Hannah Seidel, and I'm the vice president.
Hi, I'm Paige Christopher, and I'm the treasurer.
And again, Paige Wilcox couldn't be here tonight. She's our president. And again, these kids, they just work so hard. So thank you so much for having us here tonight.
And if you are interested in having them make something for an event, call them. Am I correct in saying that? Absolutely. Reach out to Mrs. Kilker and, yeah.
Can you find him on Facebook? How do you do it? How do you do it?
You can email me at the TASD email address, claire.zipper@TASD. Our social chair runs an Instagram page for students.
She told me that you do not,
She said she'll start a Facebook.
but I will confirm that tomorrow. Right,
Thank you. I'm going to leave the leftovers.
Please.
which is no.
And just help yourselves, take some home with you. Thanks again for supporting our club.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great job.
Well, let's get this party started. I'll call the meeting to order with the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, we'll turn it over to Superintendent Doherty for his remarks.
I can't possibly compete with the donuts. But thank you so much for the opportunity, as always, to share some thoughts. I'm so proud of Mrs. Kilker and these our students. I was so impressed that at the meeting. I think they even got an order coming right out of that meeting.
Yeah,
So,
we did 3 dozen donuts for Mills.
yes, but I'm going to start tonight by not only congratulating these young ladies, but also congratulating all of our fall sports athletes, all of our band members, all of our cheerleaders, and especially our seniors. I go to as many events as I possibly can, and I'm always, always impressed with the effort, dedication, the character displayed by all of our students. I'd also like to thank the board. I thought 2 weeks ago we had a very productive Buildings and Grounds Committee, and I look forward to a recommendation on moving forward from the committee this evening. I'm sure some have noticed on our agenda tonight is the second read of our 100-level policies. Board, if you recall, a few months back, we discussed that many of our policies were in fact outdated. We entered into a contract with the PSBA, which is the Pennsylvania School Boards Association, to assist us with updating policies. And again, tonight on the agenda is a second read of our 100-level policies. I'll say again, like I did last week, really nothing procedural has changed. The updates consisted mostly of legal language updates. A number of the policies we had contained language that does not comply with current school code. The nice thing about engaging with PSBA to assist is that they legally vet all of the policy language. And again, there's no procedural changes. Under new business, there's a motion to approve a contract with Xerox. I'm asking the board to remove it. The copiers in our buildings, they're very old, and they're in need of repairs frequently. We met with representatives from Xerox multiple times, and Xerox did offer us solutions that kind of made sense and that would update our equipment while providing monthly savings. They offered us a contract at using state-approved CoStar's pricing, but we were still discussing specific contract language as late as yesterday, and I mean, quite honestly, I'm just not fully comfortable, and I need to be comfortable with what is in front of you. I would never recommend any kind of board action without being confident in what I'm telling you. In speaking with Dr. Suppan and our technology director, Mr. Cormus, we felt the best course of action was to hit the brakes, reevaluate the situation, and in fact, we, in our discussions today, we're not just going to look for CoStar's pricing. We're going to develop an RFP and solicit multiple vendors to give us some more options. Yes, this will, back us up a couple months, but I want to be sure what I put in front of the board is the best option. So again, I'll be asking the board to remove item number 13 under new business. Also, due to a conflict in my personal schedule, I hope it's okay that we move the December board meeting from Thursday, December 15th, to Wednesday, December 14th. I just can't be here on the board meeting, and I already asked Mrs. Lawson to advertise the date change, and it's been updated on our website, and I certainly wanted to mention it here tonight so the public had as much notice as they could. I really have something exciting that I'd like to share. I can't wait for tomorrow. Everybody keeps telling me about Trunk or Treat. I cannot wait. Our annual Trunk or Treat will take place in the high school parking lot starting at 5 p.m. I hope everybody attends. Look for the big blue pickup truck with the orange tiger paw in the window. That's mine. Assistant Superintendent Mary Jean Egan, my wife Tricia, and I will be there. We'll be in costume, and we'll be ready to distribute some treats. Also, some other events coming up in honor of Veterans Day on Friday, November 11th at 9 a.m. Our high school music students will pay tribute to local veterans with the performance for them in the high school auditorium. And another event that I'm real excited about is our drama club's presentation of The Diary of Anne Frank. We have exceptionally talented kids that have been working on this production for weeks and weeks. And I'm hoping for a large community turnout to support them. The performances will take place on Friday evening, November 11th, Saturday evening, November 12th, and Sunday afternoon, November 13th. And one last thing, and this is said with all sincerity, thank you, board, for allowing me to lead this school district. This is a great place. I'm excited every single day about being here and coming here. I love how parents and teachers and staff and the community, they all come together to ensure a dynamic and memorable experience for our students. And it's special. It's a great place, and I'm so very proud to say that I'm the superintendent. And again, thank you very much for the opportunity to speak.
Well, thank you, Superintendent Doherty. We're having a great year, and we really appreciate your enthusiasm. I was looking to see if Kenny was here, because I hate propping up one team and not other teams that might be out there, but next week starts postseason play. I know at a minimum the soccer team made it to the first rounds of playoffs, so they'll be playing at home, I don't even remember against who, on Monday at 4:15. So I think there might be some other teams that might have gotten into a little bit of postseason play.
We had a young lady on the golf team that went to states.
I did see that drum line.
Yeah, and so I'm hoping that at a future board meeting we'll be honoring some of our teams that were successful.
Oh yes, girls volleyball, I believe, made the playoffs.
Yes.
They have their first playoff game tomorrow night.
Tomorrow, I think, yeah.
At Dallas.
I think it's tomorrow, yeah.
I think it starts at 4 or 4:15 at Dallas.
Great, thank you.
Okay. We will be opening the floor to public comments on agenda items. As a reminder, there are 2 public comment periods this evening. The first is the public comment on agenda items at the beginning, and the public comment on non-agenda items or any other items is at the end of the meeting. There is a 4-minute limit per person per public comment period. When it is your turn to speak, please come to the microphone, state your name, municipality, and which agenda items you're speaking about. All speakers must be residents, taxpayers, students, or staff of the TASD. If you happen to have an objection under Title 65, Part 2, Chapter 7 of the Sunshine Act, please Come to the mic, state your name, as well as the section and subsection of Chapter 7 you believe is being violated. The presiding officer and/or district solicitor will make a determination on the stated objection. That determination is final for tonight's purposes. Please hold any comments, questions, or clarifications that arise during the board meeting of deliberation until the public comment period at the end of the meeting. And with that, if there's anybody who has a public comment, you may come up and start that.
Good evening, board. I'll start off with last week's minutes. There was you guys had executive, not last meeting, you had the executive session. You mentioned some legal document from me. It's a lawful document, and it's a transgression fee schedule. I didn't make a direct claim, but it got its purpose across. Mrs. Arnold got it to your attorney, and I had no less than 6 letters from him, so I know he's got it. He understands it. It's a transgression fee schedule. It's basically, as I sit here and we argue about policy and the Sunshine Law, this is all statutory stuff, and this is his arena, and I don't choose to join you guys with that anymore. When you do break your own policy and your own statutory laws, you guys are literally, that's maladministration. So that gets into oath of office. That's a constitutional violation of the oath of office. So tonight, the objections don't have time limits, nor does redressing your government. I do have a 4-page document I need to read to you, and it's a legal notice. He's welcome to it if he wants, but I recommend you guys search out a constitutional attorney and ask him what to do. Mr. Audi cannot help you. He's a statutory attorney. I put a bar grievance against him, and I got a letter back from the disciplinary board, and it asked me not to talk about it, but I shall find the highest mountain and let you know. It said that when in fact Mr. Audi delivers you bad advice, you are not obligated to take it. That's why he doesn't have to be held accountable. Because 1830 Brown versus U.S., no, you cannot have ignorance of the law. It's not an excuse. You can't say I didn't know. So Mr. Audi will not be able to help you. He is basically a lobbyist, is what he is. And a lobbyist definition is pretty simple. Mr. Audi truly is a lobbyist. He may be a solicitor, but he is for the administration. One who conducts activities aimed at influencing or swaying public officials, and especially members of a legislative body, a person engaged in lobbying public officials. Think about all the things in the past that he was wrong with. You went along with because you didn't know what to do. You have to learn the law. You are now, when I speak from the Declaration of Rights of Pennsylvania, it's constitutional. He probably can't help you, and I wouldn't take it. So the Declaration of Rights, that the people have the right to assemble together, to consult for the common good, to instruct the representatives, and to ply the legislature with redress, grievances by address, petition, or remonstrance. If I address you, that's me sending it to your email or sending it to you via the mail. If I petition you, that's me soliciting a court to do it for me. Or I have the right to do what I'm doing right now, which is remonstrance, which is a peaceful protest, and I will give my redress of my grievances to you now. This is my first notice of maladministration. I will be altering this for also, when it gets to you officially through registered mail, this will be maladministration, clearly for all the violations of the Sunshine Law and also of your policies. These bind you. The policies and the Sunshine Law binds you. It doesn't bind me. And I'll show you how it doesn't bind me here in a minute once I stop this darn phone from doing this ignorant thing here. So I urge you not to overreact tonight also. Other school boards around the state like to overreact. 7 guards and metal detectors and searching bags trying to intimidate us. It's not good. Just don't overreact. Be thoughtful. The first
Please wrap
notice,
up, Mr. Uhas.
The first
Your time
notice,
is up.
I'm redressing my government from the
Your
Constitution.
time is up. Please wrap up.
This is an objection and this is redress. There's no time limit. Read the Sunshine Law.
There is, so if you're offering
The first
objection,
notice
what
of
is the section and
maladministration
subsection?
violation of...
This is public comment, and your 4 minutes is up.
I'm redressing my government.
Let's move on.
Your
You
time
can
is
go
up.
outside and redress. You can't do it here. We're trying to conduct a business.
Mr. Uhas, you're being disruptive to the meeting, and you're depriving other members of their opportunity to speak right now. So please, if you don't, do you have an objection under the Sunshine Act?
Please take your seat.
What is the objection? Microphone, please.
The objection for the Sunshine Law is that you shall not violate anything under that chapter. And following the Constitution is part of that chapter. This is from the Constitution. And I'm urging you not to shut my mic off. You have the transgression fee schedule. It's $250,000 to shut my mic off. I am redressing my government with grievances. You may want to recess before you shut my mic off, because there is no warning. I gave no warning. I told you this is my declared right here, right now. It's a God-given right. I'm redressing my government right now with a grievance. I have 5 pages to read. You shut my mic off again. You are literally violating one of my God-given rights.
You're disrupting our meeting.
I am not. I am
Please shut the
using
microphone off.
I am using my time.
Please shut the
4 minutes
microphone
and it's
off.
done.
I'm using my
Your
time for
objection is
remonstrance.
overruled.
I don't-
Please cut the
I
microphone.
didn't give you an.
Thank you. Are you
Thank
going to
you.
allow other members of the community to speak?
Please take notice that all political power is in
Mr. Uhas, here's how we will do this. I will ask you to stop disturbing the meeting and have a seat. Are you refusing to take a seat?
I'm here as sue juris.
So you are refusing to take a seat. We are going to ask then that you leave the meeting. Mr. Uhas, if you will not have a seat, please leave the meeting. This meeting is recessed to the band room.
often. Our family's on a diet.
We didn't reconvene.
With all the excitement about the donuts earlier, we have a couple executive sessions that we needed to announce. One was on 10/12. Mr. Uhas, will you cede me the floor? Mr. Uhas, your actions right now are disorderly and disruptive. Will you cede the board the floor? Mr. Uhas, if you will continue to be disorderly and disruptive to this meeting, will you please have a seat? Mr. Uhas, please have a seat. It is not your time. If you will not have a seat, we're going to have to ask you to leave the meeting. We have board policies. Mr. Uhas, please have a seat. If you will not have a seat, please leave. I need a motion to adjourn.
Before you do that, you need to announce this. Is that good?
Oh, yes, the executive sessions. October 12th for personnel issues related to specific employees. For October 26th, tonight before the meeting, for personnel issues related to a specific employee and special education lawsuits. And then just now, we had an executive session discussing potential litigation. Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Meeting adjourned.